Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Karen, Lavender Clothesline. If you're new to my channel, I'm not quite sure where you've been. I am a full-time eBay reseller. I earn my living selling on eBay, and I bring you guys along thrifting with me and to yard sales, estate sales, auction houses, and I also show you what I buy and what's selling for me, what's bringing a really good profit. So today we are on the road. I'm just heading over probably about 10 minutes from my house to the Mount Joy temporary pop-up location for the new Goodwill. So the new Goodwill is being built. I hear it's going to open early May, which is very exciting. And I often stop in the pop-up location because it's in my bank parking lot and I get to just pop in and out really quick. So today that's what we're doing. Hopefully we'll find some good treasure. Now sometimes this store can be quite meh, hit and miss. But today I'm going to bring you along with me. We're going to see if there's anything on the shelves to flip for a profit and what else. I think that's it. All right, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's go thrifting together. So the first aisle in hard goods is still Christmas. Aren't we in February? It's kind of crazy. Every Goodwill I go into still has their Christmas stuff out. Not quite sure why that is. Most years the Christmas is put away and they are on to the other holidays. But Christmas does sell all year long, and truth be told, in my store I have plenty of Christmas stuff, so I guess I shouldn't point a finger. All right, let's keep going. Here I am trying to pick one thing in the clear glass section every time I come into a Goodwill, just to try to learn about this niche. Boy, is this a challenge for me. Now, while I wasn't too sure of the use of this item, probably a cheese dish or a butter dish, I do put it in my cart to try to learn to look up comps, kind of like really forcing myself to learn the category. I really haven't learned that much. There's a lot of sun patterns and star patterns and just a lot of clear glass in these stores. Now, the one thing I do look for is a signature on most clear glass. This plate is beautiful. No marking, and if there would have been probably 4 or 6 other plates, I would have picked those up. Okay, here I'm noticing this fish pattern. Now there are some crazy high profit fish dishes, but they are the antique ones. This is Wright Brothers, and I thought these were very poorly done. Not quite sure where those are sold. I do spot this little dish. Now this might be a big nothing, but something about this I really liked. And I thought the $2.99 was an okay price. So I do put this in my cart. For some reason, I really liked that. And I do try to trust my judgment, but that might not bring a lot of profit. I thought these country salt and pepper shakers were adorable. Sunflower top, sheep on the side, and they're still in their original packaging, which you can tell is not really high end. But I'm looking for damage here because at this point, I think I'm going to take these. One of the ways I judge things like this is how the faces are painted. You guys know me. I look at faces of dolls, of animals, and I thought the faces were quite good for, you know, an inexpensive salt and pepper shaker set. I'm noticing that some clear glass has like a yellow tinge or a beige tinge to it. And I used to think that it was just dirty, but a lot of times I bring it home and wash it and it doesn't come off. Okay, you guys yelling at me yet? No single mugs. I thought that was fun. Howdy from Texas. Mugs are one of the items that can go wrong very quickly, in my opinion, because every thrift store has so many coffee mugs. Now, it's very fun if you have a collection and you just choose what you like, but for resale, I don't find a lot of value in single mugs for the general rule. And we are on to the silver section. I wanted to take a look at this tin. I'm noticing that the tin has some paint loss or some rust along the edge. Planters peanuts. Now, I think this was just a reproduction, and here I'm looking at it upside down, trying to figure out what that says. It's just like reading international languages. I still don't see a date on this, but I didn't look. you know, for that long, I do put that back. I thought that was interesting to begin with, but then when I picked it up, nope, looked like a home project. And now we go down the brown aisle. As you guys know, it's my favorite aisle, and this was a surprise for me, made in Japan. But it looks contemporary, very contemporary. Most of the made in Japan pieces I find are very vintage. And I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Poorly painted. Look at the paint around the bottom rim. Made in Japan. I'm going to have to give that thought. I wouldn't even know what to call that bowl, what style. Here I'm spotting some dishes that I did like the colorway. This is probably Treasure Craft or similar, and quite a few bowls. Now, while I liked the glazed part of it, I did not like the brown part of it. It looked like there was severe paint loss. Somebody maybe put these in the dishwasher. So I figured those were not attractive enough. I am missing the days where Goodwill grouped things together and gave you one price instead of pricing everything individual. Very sneaky of them, because when you add up all the individual prices, it is way more money than what it used to be for this set. Just saying. Okay, I thought this canister was nice. This is home. So I realize it's not as old as I think it is, but still I kind of liked that. Now this day is Saturday that I went to the thrift store, and they had a lot of Western type decor, I'm going to call it. I don't know if somebody donated it all. Here I'm finding a little shoehorn. I was hoping this was made out of a natural organic material, maybe like a stone or a bone. It was plastic, but I felt that this was good enough to put in my cart. And here I turn the aisle onto the white section, and I find this cat. I had the hardest time figuring out if this was wood or if this was just a simulated, like a resin. He sounded hollow inside, which led me to believe that he's not wood. But every time I tapped him, he had the wood sound. But I did put him in the cart along with this cute cat, like a little angry cat. I loved that face. $1.99. So at this point, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. Just everything is going in my cart. So now I'm back across the aisle, back to the brown. This is a horse before the cart. I think that's what they called it. It did have damage, or I probably would have picked that up. And yes, be kinder than necessary. Love that little sign. Okay, now we're back to white. You could tell what kind of day I was having. I am all over the place. I have sold so many of these desktop organizers, caddies. Now you can see it came from Marshall's, and I would have picked this up, but when I peek inside, it's quite dirty from leaking pens and just heavy use. I'm going to say I probably have sold over 50 of those in my time. A lot of times they're brown, you know, the brown vintage ones. Okay, Precious Moments is almost always a no for me, except when it's the Nativity. I have learned that this year. So Roger, for those of you who don't know, is the man that I'm dating, and the man is very sporty and very athletic, and for some reason he likes Precious Moments figurines. I love that. These beaded votive holders or little tea light holders are probably, I'm going to say Pier 1 or something similar. Leave a comment down below if you guys know where these are from. So it is the little seed beads on wire, but I thought that was quite good. Again, priced separately, so I had to give that some thought. I did love the decor on this plate, and later on in the shopping trip, I do find one or two more. But generally, hanging plates on the wall is not as popular as it used to be. Not that nobody does it, but it's just not as popular. So they don't sell quickly for me. Here I'm spotting this piece of pottery. Very sad to see this printed on the bottom. I think that's French. And it may poison food, so that's always dangerous. But I thought this was beautiful. And here I'm noticing that the flower is chipped, and I think there was a chipped one or two on the front, so I do leave that behind, but boy, was that pretty. Little demi-tasse and a little snack plate or cake plate. Pretty color. Always reminds me of Mellissa, Freshbloominclothing. I do pick up these mosaic tile dishes if they are not a travel destination or vacation destination. If it has something else like a landmark or something like that, sometimes I pick those up. And here was the saddest thing ever. I was so happy to find this Tonala bird. I love Tonala very much. And this is one of the bigger ones, and he has a broken tail that has been repaired. I could have just wept. I'm not saying that this brings a lot of money, but I love these pieces. I love selling them. I love finding them. And they're trending right now. So I do quite well selling this type of Mexican pottery, but with a broken tail, that has to be a definite no. And then this little guy cheered me right back up. I don't know who makes this, but the little tuft of hair was fur. Now, I don't want to think about what kind of fur that is. I don't even want to know. But I thought this was really well done, and I don't know what character this is. But how fun is that? How could you be sad or upset looking in that face? So even though I got to the store quite early, it was getting crowded, so I knew I had to speed things up. But I did find this pottery mug. I don't even know what to call these clay mugs. See the way the hand fits in there? That is called something, and I have forgotten what it is called. I had never found that style of mug until I moved to Pennsylvania. I had never seen that on Long Island. So I don't know if it's a regional thing. I don't think so, but I do like those. I'm sure these came from some sort of inexpensive store. And here I'm just taking a peek inside of these posters. I can see that they're signed, but I am judging them for what is inside. I didn't even take time to unroll them. I have sold quite a few posters from museums. So the kind you get in the gift shop, yep, I've sold quite a few of those. Recently in one of my videos, I started talking about items that you can still usually get in at a good price to make good profit if you can find the ones that are valuable. So I talked about picking up belts or lingerie, and hats falls into that category. I might have mentioned ball caps. Now I do take a look at the sweatband on the inside. I don't know if that's the official name of it, but you know, the rim where the head sits, to make sure that they're not sweaty or all gross. And I do have to comp almost every cap to see if there is a great amount of profit to be made. But I do go through them. Easy to ship, usually you can get them for a couple of dollars, and there are hats that sell for a lot of money. Here I'm finding a Ralph Lauren polo. Now I did not take time to look this up, but I'm paying $3 for it, and I figured that this was probably not a bad thing to pick up. Ralph Lauren with an American flag on anything is usually fairly good. So I put that right in my cart, and it was fairly clean. Okay, we are right on to leather holsters, gun holsters. Look how thick this leather is. $9.99. Now, because I'm so knowledgeable about this stuff, I think it's a pistol, maybe. I know sometimes I sell belts that the bullets fit into, and I will get a lot of questions on what size bullet fits into the belt or to the holster. No idea. But not that I know anything about them, I do sell quite a few gun holsters and belts that hold bullets or guns. I always share with you guys, I feel you don't have to know a lot about things in a thrift store to make very good money. You can just comp things. So for those of you who are new to reselling, comp means you're just typing the title of what you have into an eBay search, and you're looking at what sold items have brought, what kind of money. That is how we tell what a true comp is. And I'm just looking at tools. I have sold wrenches and complete tool sets with not even understanding what they went to, what they fixed. I don't even care. If it looks like it's quality and I run a comp and it's good money, I will sell it. So here we are on to the electronics aisle. Recently my blow dryer died, and I was in panic mode. So I now have 3 blow dryers because I never want that to happen again. In my opinion, thrift stores are great to get blow dryers. Usually you can get one for under $5 and just pick a really clean one. I disinfect it. And to get a blow dryer nowadays is usually between $30 and $100. Some of them go crazy high. Like the Dyson blow dryer right now, I think is like $500. Yeah, my hair is not worth $500 blow dryer. Okay, lamps. I kind of liked these. Very like shabby chic. Now don't use that term. Cottagecore, romantic. But I'm kind of over shipping lamps, so most of the lamps I have in my store right now are local pickup only, and the ones that are moving very well for me are the Tiffany style ones, the stained glass ones. So this type of lamp I would have for a very long time. Very pretty though. So here I'm just looking at this holster again. I want to make sure that there's no branding on it because that would be so helpful. Of course they didn't write their names on it. Who made this? That's what I want to know. Now it could be handmade. It could be just privately made. Somebody that has a small leather shop. I love when things are branded. It makes my life so much easier. But here I'm looking at the quality of the craftsmanship. The thickness of this leather is just really superior. And even though it's $10, I do run a comp on it, but I will take a chance with $10. Always looking at baggies. Never pass up baggies. I have found gold jewelry in baggies. I have found silver. What else have I found in baggies? Oh, rare items that Goodwill just scoop together and put in a baggie. So I always look through baggies. A lot of times jewelry gets put into baggies. And here is a super interesting, cool find. This is vintage Amway in its original box, $2.99. And I am dying to know what this is. Trying to read it upside down. Let's see if I even show what this is. Can you tell what it is? It is the Super Sweep. How fun is this? Now I did run a comp. There aren't any on eBay right now, but just the refill brush for this thing goes for $19.99. So if just the refill brush is sold, that means people still have these and still want them. So I put that right in my cart. That is a great find. Almost any time something has its original box, I take a look at it. And here I'm realizing that this is an Oriental folding screen. And I'm looking at it upside down. No, I had it right the first time. I probably turned this thing around like 10 times. I'm not quite sure why I couldn't figure out which way this went. And as I'm looking at it for real, I'm like, okay, it goes this way. The birds were the hint. Should have looked at those in the beginning. So here is the original box. Do we love this? Yes, we do. It tells you exactly what it is. It has its paperwork. I'm guessing this will bring over $20, probably closer to $30. And I'm not quite sure what people do with this, but this little paper tells you that this was made in Japan. It is vintage, and it is called Plum Trees. So pretty. Recently, I painted my bookcase in my living room a white color, and I thought, boy, this would be pretty on my bookcase, but everything I see is like, oh, that would look pretty on my bookcase. But I do keep this in my cart. And as you can see, I also have some clothing that I picked up for Roger. This little silver thing, stainless steel, is a hand warmer. When I first found this years ago, this type of item, I thought this was a lighter. I had never seen one of these, but this is actually a hand warmer that you keep in your pocket. And I think it's butane that makes this warm. I could be wrong about that. But when you comp these, they are not worth more than, I'm going to say, $10 to $12. So I do leave this behind. The older ones can bring very good money. Here, this is made in China. When you see something says made in China, I'm not saying it doesn't have value, but it definitely shows you that it's newer. Okay, and this is the last find of the day. I was super excited when I saw one of the employees put this on the shelf. This is Princess House. We all know that Princess House can bring very good money. If you find Princess House, you want to look up each individual thing. When I opened the box, I realized this was the bride and groom toasting glasses, and her lipstick was still on the glass. Gross. And unfortunately, these do not bring a lot of money. I was so bummed. I was really hoping I had scored like a $500 item. Okay, they really should have washed those. But I'm sure somebody's going to want these, and it's going to be lovely for a bride and groom. The original sticker was still in the box, and I do leave this behind for somebody else. But boy, was I excited for that white Princess House box at $4.99. Somebody's really going to love these. All right, guys, that is the video for today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Leave a comment down below of what your favorite item was, or if you would have picked up any of this, or if I missed something on the shelves, which happens quite often. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Go out and get what's yours.